this is Pacific time. Pacific or
Eastern Standard Time, which we are on right now.
Yeah, well, this is Eastern Standard Time. It's early, bullet. We'll knock this thing out. We'll not sneak out of here before anybody shows up for training. Okay, well, everybody's asking me each week. They don't know what this is. They think I'm that rapper with the big clock. What's his name?
Flavor Flav.
They think I'm Flavor Flav. So no one's not official yet. It's just, I don't think stopwatch work. But you know, sentimental bullet, this is what Vicky gave me. Yeah. You know, if this thing never works, you know that. If this thing never works again, it'll still always be here, part of this. You know what, bullet? Yeah. Very
a little piece of her is still cussing at everybody. Yeah. I was just talking about that last week, how much I enjoyed her yelling at people.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, everybody's complaining, throwing up, and that poor girl done been through everything.
Everything, it still could do it.
Still
could do 1,000 Hindu squats.
And laugh. Oh, yeah. I miss her. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle. Hear the claps. You know what time it is. It's very early. George, how was it?
Very early, bullet. Man, we're in a good mood when it's early, and ain't nobody here to depress us or make us mad or make me yell. So here at Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle Television Studios, we are wide open, bullet. Kind of early this week in the filming, but glad to be here, bullet. Thank you. What a great week. I want to thank you personally here in front of everybody for the great show that we had at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, bullet. And just a great time, bullet. It's always fun. They thank us. It's amazing the crowd that comes around when we start throwing each other around in that ring, bullet. It's so neat for our students. We had a lot of new guys get a couple first matches. Yeah. We hope it wasn't videotaped, but anyway, bullet. It's just a fun time, and we will finish up there again this week, bullet. Last time for the big race will be on Sunday. The Coca-Cola 600, whatever it is. But we'll be there Saturday morning again. It's all free. I always get emails and texts. Is it really free? Well, it is free.
It is. That's why I'm always there.
So a lot of good free food, free everything for everything, of course. And then I personally will leave that, and I got a big weekend for everybody. All the students and all the guys here at highspots.com. Rings Training Center will be on the road this coming week. A lot of big shows coming up. Don't know if they're an official sponsor yet, so I don't know if we can plug them. But anyway.
No. But who is an official sponsor is West Virginia Championship Wrestling, which is not this weekend, but next weekend. Yes. Miracle on the Mountain 4. I finally cut the promo, George. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Not yet. I have not, but I will sure see it tonight, bullet. I know they are very excited. I think that's the most anticipation of that promo than the actual show coming.
I think so. I think so.
Even though we plugged it here for the last 5 weeks. Yes. But still, very commodious video. I love yours. I don't know if it's that same thing of you going through the brush and the Scout Manning coming out at the end of the bushes. But I kind of like that. First time I saw it. But anyway, I know they're going to be very happy, bullet. I don't know what they're going to complain about this week since you sent them the video. But that's going to be a huge event, bullet. Steve Carino, of course. I think Java Guerrero is going to be there. A lot of guys. Freight Train, our favorite's going to be there.
Rock and Roll Express. Too.
Rock and Roll Express. And when we finish up that, we will not even have time to get back home before that Sunday afternoon. We're going to Hickory Crawdad Stadium.
Yes.
I think it is, bullet. Of course, the Hardy Boys will be there. It's just going to be a big day.
And somebody else. Mr. Flair will be there as well.
Yes. So great event, bullet, will be this weekend. Just a lot of wrestling going on, bullet, and I just want to thank everybody for just supporting this great book, bullet. It may not be here by the weekend. I got a few left over, but Miracle on the Mountain, a brand new case of books will be going with me, bullet. And it's kind of neat. Also, this past weekend we sold a few at the racetrack. And for them to search you out, wanting my co-host to autograph it too. I think that's pretty good. Of course, if you're not with me, I'll just sign your name. You do the same for me.
No problem.
Sonny and Cher done that for years.
Interchangeable.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, it's ambidextrous.
And a lot of times, when I'm signing my name, I sign yours anyway.
Exactly.
So, just a great time, Bull. Thank you for everything, Bull. I do want to get right to this real quick, Bull, because this has made me mad as a hornet this week. We will get the idiot bag. Yes, we are. Drum roll, please. You know, Bullet, you know my argument back and forth with Facebook. You know, it serves its purpose. It does good and it does bad. But, you know, a guy that has this Jim Crockett Promotions Facebook page is kind of interesting. He comes up with a lot of good stuff, and he just has fun with it. This is not the guy I'm going to put in idiot bag, but this past week, you may have seen a little bit of it. He just creates these little tournaments, you know, in his mind, and he'll say, just for the fun of the fans of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling or whoever, he'll say, okay, let's do this. Dr. Death against Ricky Morton. And he does like a little tournament. It's kind of neat. I don't know who's got time to do all this. But anyway, so this past week he did one of enhancement talent, which the only reason that I even noticed it is because he had found a picture of me from my Kansas City days, which was kind of neat with that picture. And he had just put us in the tournament. And I think I started out with Denny Brown. And the fans can vote, and that gives you the wins. So I think I had advanced over Denny Brown. Then it came down to me and Tommy Angel. And this guy's putting a lot of thought into this thing. It's really pretty neat. Just the fans get to put their input on that time of wrestling that they really enjoyed. So, with all that being said, this past week it came down to the finals of all things. I think it was a little bit of work into it, but I'm not sure. It came down to me and the Italian Stallion.
Of course.
Can you believe that? Well, I mean, what? I can't escape him. But it came down to me and Italian Stallion, the finals and the guy was very, very respectful. That's not what I'm getting at, the guy that did this. And he even sent me a friend request, which I haven't accepted yet. But anyway, that's a whole nother TV show. But, Bullet, what I'm getting at is he was very respectful of us and those guys and really put us over about how hard a lot of these guys worked. And it was Tommy Angel, Denny Brown, Rocky King was in it. So anyway, it came down to me and Stallion. For the last 3 days, the fans had voted. And well, not just vote, but you put your comments. This was some of your favorite matches. One guy commented about me and Stallion against Flair and Wyndham and all them and how much fun all that was. Well, anyway, so the votes are in, and by a very, very small margin, George South defeated Italian Stallion.
Really?
Okay, I could not believe that.
I was just
okay,
you shouldn't have just
gonna be hot.
Press slam.
Oh yeah, but I wanted to give it back because I've never defeated Stallion. Okay, I bought a lot of, I bought a lot of stuff, but let Stallion beat me. But anyway, that's a whole other story, Bullet. But what I'm getting at is everybody had fun with this, Bullet. We all had fun. Okay, George South, the enhancement challenge this week. And Bullet, listen to me. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I read some of the people's inputs, and they just love that time of wrestling in the Charlotte area.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys were very respectful of us. Talking about Bob Cook down in Florida. A lot of guys that really worked hard. Even S.D. Jones was mentioned, that really worked hard in our business and was just as important to them. But there's always one. Bullet, there is always one.
There's always an idiot.
There's always an idiot, Bullet, and this guy here is a complete idiot. I don't know him, but I had to write his name down so I could get it right. I even put a idiot. In case,
you did. That's exactly what you did.
That's what it says, a idiot. Okay, because I was afraid I'd wipe my chicken grease off of this one and throw this one away. So this one I didn't use for the Bojangles chicken grease. Okay. But anyway, this guy's name is Franklin, I guess, Puff. Bullet, is that Puff? P-O-F-F.
It's not Puff-O, it's Puff.
Puff. Franklin Puff is an idiot, and I'm going to tell you why, Bullet. And all of these pages of people just having fun and talking about this, this was their favorite time of wrestling, and they growed up with a lot of us, a lot of these guys, and handsome guys. And it come down to that term that I hate. So this guy here, the idiot of the week, Franklin Puff, actually made this comment and stressed it. He said, listen, none of these guys are enhancement talent. He said, they're all jobbers. He said, you can call them what you want, but it comes down to them being jobbers. And that's it. And that really upset me because, first of all, Bullet, it doesn't matter if you're first, second, or main event. The ring hurts. You know what I'm saying, Bullet? Your body still goes through it. And I hate that term, Bullet. The term didn't matter as much as the way he said it. He was going to prove the last week of everybody's comments wrong, Bullet, is what I'm getting at. And he said, listen, these guys you call enhancement. He said, this ain't an enhancement tournament. He said, it's a jobber tournament. And all that just irked at me because this guy's an idiot, first of all, Bullet. So he's going in the idiot bag, okay? Franklin Puff, okay? With a name like that, what the heck, Bullet? Means he couldn't be a student, okay? Powder Puff, Bullet, whatever. I'm just upset because, first of all, you got all these people just putting good into it. The name didn't bother me as much as you could point it. A blind man could have pointed him out, Bullet. George Weinkauf, back in the 70s. He was actually a wrestler that worked blindfold. He was blind. Oh. And he actually worked in Tennessee and with the Pothos and all of them, George Weinkauf.
Oh, yeah, I know John. Yes, I didn't realize he was blind.
Yes, he was blind. He was blind in both eyes, and actually, man, he was a heck of a worker, too. Yeah, but he did it. Was amazing. Yes, he was. Yes. It was amazing, but he did it by feel. I mean, when he locked up and stuff, it was just unbelievable. Had a great, great career. But anyway, he could have saw this guy's comments, and I just want to throw him in the idiot bag, put his name right on it, Bullet, because it wasn't the fact of what he called us, Bullet. If you understand this business, you respect the whole the whole side of every bit of it, Bullet. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you know as well, I do some of the greatest workers that we've learned from, and I know that I learned from, was these underneath guys. I'm an underneath guy. Bullet. It didn't matter to me. And I always joke, and we always say it, and this is for Charlie Dreamer, when we go to the bank on Monday, she doesn't ask what that term is. That's what I'm getting at, Bullet. But there's always one.
This country's trying to create jobs. They're in dire need of jobs. We're willing to do some of them.
That's exactly right. And that's what's so amazing, Bullet. Not that old boy done had a job for 40 years. I mean, man.
This guy's still doing jobs.
Still doing jobs. And proud of it, Bullet. Proud of it. And it's just, there's always got to be that one. I don't know why it surprises me or gets my blood a-flowing and my head a-hurting, but it's just, there's always that one. You know, and he could have, and what always upsets me, Bullet, we got to get off here, is he chose to send that. He could have chose to just shut up. You know what I'm saying? Or make a comment about,
but then he doesn't feel cool, George.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And what's so amazing...
That's what it's about.
Well, and what's so amazing is, what I loved about is the other people just bombarded him right after that, you know, and you'd think the guy would shut up. But I know if you really understand his business, and that's what everybody wants to you know, think they do anyway, you understand his business, and everybody's important. Just like the Ultimate Warrior said, everybody in the back is as important as the guys in that main event. Bullet. So, anyway, with all that being said, our goof is in the idiot bag. Glad to add his name to it, Bullet, and the bag continues to grow. So, did have one quick question, and they wanted to know, when we go in 1 week live, Dad, you don't work, you wrestle television, first time ever, will the idiot bag be with us? So, what do you think, fans? Is the idiot's going to take a day off? I doubt it. Mm-hmm. So, there are idiots in West Virginia,
yes,
Bullet. You know that?
Very much so. I will stand by that statement 110%.
We may put the whole West Virginia Championship Wrestling promotion in that. No, I'm just joking. I'm
not. I'm all about it.
But thank you, Bullet. Great week. I want to put him in it because his stupid comments, Bullet, you know, they just take the fun out of everything.
Yeah.
Bullet. So, you know.
The fans.
Exactly. That's exactly
take
right.
The fun out of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. If there wasn't fans, it'd be a great business, Bullet. But anyway.
And if there wasn't any wrestlers,
there wasn't any wrestlers, this would be the greatest business in the whole wide world. Also,
I'm telling you, an empty arena with a ring looks awful great.
That was the greatest. I know that. That was the greatest angle, Lawler and all of them, when he done that. I do want to give a little hit out to Mick Foley. He did a good little article this past week on, you know, the stuff with WWE and the stock market and losing all that money. And he just kind of commented, do the fans really, can they tell the difference between who's in charge when they're on a storyline and, you know, and then when they're in real meetings with big money? And said, maybe some of the people can't tell the difference. And so it was a great little article if anybody gets a chance to read that. But anyway, so I'll shut up, Bullet. Great week. Thank you. Put the guy in the idiot bag. 1 more week, we're headed to West Virginia. Bullet.
There you go. All right. But you know what else is going to West Virginia? Mm-hmm. The second greatest book of all time. Yes. But if you can't wait that long, log on to highspots.com.